Today I have chosen Leetcode medium problem, and let's go to the problem. So basically the problem is 2101 detonate the maximum bombs. So the if in a nutshell I'll state out the problem. We have to detonate, we are given a list of bombs. We have to choose, we can detonate any bomb out of that, and we have to see after detonating that bomb how many other bombs we are detonating. So if I explain with this example, so basically the normal thing behind is that if a bomb is detonated, all the bombs which are lying in its area, affected area will also detonate it, and so on, it will so on. So with the help of this example, let's say we have two bombs as given. The first bomb is located as 2, 1 here, and its affecting area is 3 radius. So basically 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This whole green area. For the second bomb, it is located at 6, 1, and its affecting area is 4 radius, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try to think from the brute force perspective with this example. If I detonate this bomb, will the second bomb will also get detonated with this? No, because this center is not lying in the greens area. So if I detonate the first bomb, the only bomb that will get detonated is first. On the other hand, if I detonate the second bomb, this bomb will also get detonated because it's coming in its area. So that is the crux of the problem. So the whole problem boils down to which bomb we should detonate so that we get maximum number of bombs, and we have to give the result what are the maximum number of bombs getting detonated. So our ideology should be which is that bomb. After we have figured which is that bomb, we have to result the maximum number of bombs being detonated. So this is kind of a graph problem, more or less. So in this like whatever, so basically it's a maths problem as well. So what is the way? Let's say we have a circle this. What is the way that this point is lying inside this circle or not? There is an equation x minus x1 square plus y minus y1 square plus r square minus r square. If that is less than equal to 0, then this point is lying inside the circle. If it is greater than 0, it is outside the circle. So firstly, let me write the pseudocode here so that we are all on the same page. So firstly, it's in a very raw form. The problem is in its raw form. We have to build the graph. So, or in other words, we have to build the adjacency matrix. So once graph is there, uh, we can do DFS or BFS on all nodes to find their reachable nodes. Select the node which has highest number of reachable nodes and basically output it. So this is the basically what we have to do pseudocode for this. So let's try to write down the code for this. So first thing is let's try to do the first part. That is build the adjacency matrix or adjacency list, because if we do with the matrix, it will the time complexity even more higher. So let's try to boil this down. So firstly, let's create a adjacency list. List of integer adjacency list is equal to new hash map. Okay, and we have to traverse through all the bombs at once. 0 I less than bombs dot length I plus plus. Then again I have to go through the other bomb because we have to check with all the neighbors that it's lying in its area or not. J less than, yeah, equal to was missing. Bombs dot length. Now here, if I equal to j, we don't want to calculate the distance with its own bomb, right? Then we have to continue with this. Otherwise, what we have to calculate? We have to calculate that x minus x1 square and all that equation. So basically, that is bombs of I of 0. Rather than this, we can draw it simply, right? Int uh, circle of mm, let's say x1 equal to bombs of I of 0. That is x1. Int y1 equal to bombs of I. This is basically how you try to draw your, the all the methods. Int x2 equal to bombs dot j of 0. Int y2 equal to bombs of j of 1. And also we'll be needing the circle for radius for the first circle, so we'll also use that too. So let's quickly use this equation. So basically that will be x1 into x1 plus x minus x1 whole square, basically x minus x1 minus x2 multiply, will multiply this equation again, multiply by this again. So we got this. Yeah, we are having this. Okay, so we got this. Or rather than doing that, we can just use maths function. That will be even more easier. Double D equal to math dot pav x minus x1 minus x2 to math dot, but it will give us double. Always keep this thing in mind. We also have to see the constraints, we might have to change it to long because it might not work this double or in. We will see that. What are the constraints? So basically, if this d is less than equal to 0, then we'll just add it. Now this is a map in pointing from integer to list. So basically, what we need to do, always do compute if absent that for I, for my k, it's new array list. So basically, it means that from I we can reach to j. J is a neighbor to I. That doesn't mean the opposite because it's a directed graph. So we have successfully built our adjacency list basically. So first thing is done. Now let's do DFS or BFS. We can do either of them. Um, I think I will do this BFS, but because I like it more. There is no reason for other than that. So we have to do it for all the nodes. So for int I equal to 0, I less than equal to bombs dot length I plus plus, and we have to do BFS for all the point for all the nodes one by one. So we also have to do create visited set of integer that will be having my visited node has set basically. My God, why it's so many syntax errors. I'll be also taking Q. I don't know why I'm pressing this upper icon again and again, but that's okay. So now I will add this here, and while my queue is not empty, I'll be also counting the number of I'm now figuring, and will also int result is equal to integer dot min value, just to compare it with the mac whatever that we are finding. So firstly we'll pop it int node, or we can say I'm already using I, so I can use temp is equal to q dot poll. If temp basically visited dot contains temp, if this is already contained in temp, then we don't have to do anything, we have to just continue. If it is we are traversing it, then definitely we have to do all the needful. We have to add it in the queue, as add it in the visited, and also we have to traverse all of its neighbor. So basically get its adjacency list. So let's take list of integer neighbors is equal to adjacency list dot get of this temp. So there it might be also the case that it doesn't have any neighbor. In that case, we have to, if it's null, then we have to continue. Otherwise, it will give null pointer exceptions. Always keep these small things in mind. Otherwise, it will gonna give you. Always think what are the possible scenarios. That will give you, more of technical knowledge, how they things are related. So for all the neighbors, for n in neighbor, I'm just gonna add it in the queue. So when I'm done with this, I'm gonna check result is equal to math dot max result, and whatever I got count. After that, I'm gonna return result. I think this should be complete. Let's try to run our sample cases, then we'll see. Oh, I might have done that in the wrong window. Oh, yes. Sorry for that. So I'm getting problems in syntax errors. So firstly, it's line number one. Let's tackle one by one. Yeah, it should be R1. And what's the other 26 line? Adjacency list. Yeah. I don't know. This my Mac is running slow today. I have to type it again and again. Oh, so basically this I should calculate in the inside only. Yeah, I missed one parenthesis. Because of that, it is creating whole chaos. And do you like to keep this indentation and all that in the right way? Yeah, I like to keep this indentation right. So it is coming in seventh line. Why this is coming? Oh, I think we don't have to go till that point. Yeah, let's try to submit this. We might be failing. It didn't give anything. Yep. So our solution is passing. So now let's discuss the time complexity. I don't know, my Mac is running too slow, but that's okay. So basically, let's try to compute the time complexity for this problem. So firstly, we are building adjacency list. For building, like we are just building a graph for every node. We are checking every node. So basically, if I take n, this is basically this whole thing is n square. For the building, it's n square. For building the whole matrix, it's n square. And after that, I'm doing basically BFS for all the node. And we know that for every BFS, it's V plus E for n times. So for like V time, it's V into V plus E. If on average we take, then the total complexity will be V square basically, that is n square. But in the worst case, our E can go to n square. That E can be V into V. So basically the worst time complexity would be V into V into V. So that will be V cube or n cube. So this is n raised to power 3 time complexity. Most of the people I was seeing the discussion, they are writing it as n square, taking that the E will be on equal to V, but we have to take the worst case. E can be equal to V square. So the time complexity will be n cube. So also one more important thing I wanted to discuss with you guys on this question, this topic. So like right now we are doing like for like DFS on all the nodes. So we are doing n into n and n square. So basically for every node we are doing DFS. For DFS it's n square, and for we are doing every node. So it's n into n square, that is n cube. I was trying to do something like where we don't have to traverse it again and again. Like we have to skip this first n part. Basically we can just skip this first n part and we just do n square. But I didn't find anything because like if we go to the one node, we go to the other node, we won't have information at, and I search the internet, we don't have anything information. So basically the only feasible solution at this point is n cube. We can do it little bit better by like changing, having information topological sort little bit, but it will be still close to n cube. So that's why this is the quite to the optimal solution. There is no solution as of now for n square. People are saying it's n square by making DFS as n. Then my solution is also n square. But in ideal scenario, it is not, because DFS is n square in worst case. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be keeping on practicing like problem like these. Please do you give your suggestions, like what could you want or what could be done. Thank you.